I missed y'all. Like, I missed y'all. Like, how you doing? Like, what's up? Like, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow the podcast. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend where to find long form content with Ohshells. If you're listening, you're either on Spotify or you're on Apple Pod. And if you're watching me right now, it's because you're on YouTube at Ohshells watching the video. Creating content for a living, being a creator of content, being consistent with creating content. See, these are the things that seem easy, but take a lot of discipline and take a lot of heart. You know what I mean? You really do have to have it. And it just so happens that I do have it. So I'm here to stay, baby. I say all of that to say, and we're back. All right. So for this episode, I wanted to jump into some of the overarching topics that keep ringing in my head. So I was trying to plan for this video, right? And I'm doing this thing where I try different methods. Nichful Thinking is about to be 1 year old in November. And I'm looking back on my 20-something episodes that we've already rolled out. And I'm like, okay, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? What exactly did I do that I liked, that I didn't like, et cetera, et cetera. And then that led me to start thinking about personalities. Because I was like, you know what? People think that I'm an A-type personality, or type A personality is the term. And I don't 100% feel like I fit in that box. As we know, there are terms and boxes that we don't all fit in, right? Like, we know that. But I wanted to play around a little bit, just come into the world, like, let's just sit down, get comfy, like, let's just see. So then, boom, so we have type A personality, and we're going to talk about the definitions of each personality as we go through. But type A, then I guess the polar opposite of that would be type B. And then I started thinking back to a conversation I had with someone last year about there being a type C personality. Now let's break down the personalities, because I believe me, Nichelle, I fall into type C. Are you type A? Are you B? Are you C? Are you CB? Are you AB? Are you none of the above? Tell me, let me know. Sidebar, my Octobuddy on the back of this looks crazy. Octobuddy, if you want to send me something, if you catch this and you want to send me something, let me know. Oh, snap. So I just looked it up, and I'm into personality types, A, B, C, and D. Okay, let's get into the definitions, shall we? The ABCD personality system, developed by American psychologist Robert S. Hartman, categorizes people into 4 types based on natural tendencies. So this is all based off of your natural tendencies. I want to say this article, okay, this is from betterhelp.com. Type A, you're analytical. Type B, you're behavioral. Type C, you're communicative. And type D, you're deductive. Okay, let's get into it. So analytical people, type A, come to the front. These type A personalities are categorized by their competitiveness, ambitious nature, and a high risk of stress-related health issues such as, oh my gosh. So type A personality traits are often analytical, organized, and detail-oriented. Yes, right? I feel like that's something that we know. Usually people that are seen as type A are like high strung, or like when the Virgo community is like, you know, that's just the Virgo thing. Like, I'm just so detailed, and like I need everything to be like tip top, you know, tip top shape, and like it's already that. Type B personality, that's the behavioral folks, okay? The type B behavioral type may be more outgoing, social, and extroverted. They often enjoy being around other people and thrive in group settings where they can interact with others. Okay, these people might be described as the life of the party because they enjoy talking about their ideas and opinions with others. They make decisions quickly without much analysis or research, since they trust their gut instincts more than facts. Okay, so when we see type B personalities out in the wild, when I think about it, I think about the person who lost their wallet last week and don't even know that they lost their wallet yet. Like, they're going through life so willy-nilly that like there's nothing that sticks. You know what I mean? That's how I would put it. But you know, life of the party, like who cares? Let's just see what happens. Like, I totally feel that. And then we get into type C personalities, right? So communicative. The type C communicative type is considered creative, intuitive, imaginative, and open-minded. They may have excellent communication skills, but need time to recharge after too much interaction with other people or tasks. Ding, ding, ding. It goes on to read, type C may think outside the box regarding problem solving, as they may not see in black and white terms like others. Instead, they use abstract thinking processes and involve creativity and logical reasoning skills to come up with solutions for complex problems. That's your girl. Hello, that's me. That's me. Like literally, I'm type C down, honey, because I definitely have that type. Well, let's just finish, okay? All right. Type D, deductive. The deductive type is the most methodical, logical, rational thinker who loves analyzing figures before coming up with conclusions or solutions for complex problems that require precision and accuracy. Those with a systemic personality type may evaluate details before making decisions, allowing them greater accuracy and success with solving problems or solving complex issues. Interesting. So our more data-driven individuals who need to get in the weeds and see what the numbers are saying, very much so type D. But the difference where it goes for type A, where type A is more analytical. So that's characterized by their competitiveness, their ambition, high risk, high stakes, like they're in it. They're like in it to win it kind of vibe, analytical, organized, and detail oriented. And I'm trying to think so A and D can be similar, but I understand the personality of that individual, their natural tendencies, and what that brings out to them may be a little bit different. So definitely tell me, like, if you think you fall in the type A, B, C, or D. Apparently there are 4 of them, and there's an article on BetterHelp about that. I'll have this BetterHelp article in the description box so that you all are able to kind of read on your own. But it's titled, "Which is the most common personality type of them all?" It was updated February 26th of this year, 2025. So yeah, take a look. Let me know if you take like a little test or something. Like, let me know which personality type you think you fit the most. But like I was saying, like with the podcast and like just there's always a season for me where I go back and reflect, or there's a season where there's a piece of the process, there's a season where I can look into the insights, look into the numbers. I'm always kind of, looking and seeing who my demographics are, who are the people that are watching my content the most. But for the most part, when I'm creating, I am like a child, like in a candy store. I'm just like, wee, like, let's see what happens. Or I'll hear something, I'm like, ooh, I'm so inspired. Or like, like just taking inspired action and just like, let's just be a vibe. But, like I said in the article, as a type C personality, I also need time away from people to recharge, to get my mind right. Not only just to recharge, because I get charged up by others as well, but what it really is like, I need to organize. I need to get my thoughts in order. I need to be in my own vibe. Like, that's necessary and mandatory for me to be at peak shape. I need to be in my own vibe often. And so, yeah, I definitely feel like she's the personality C. And I used to beat myself up for this. And I think it's interesting because my process is like, once I accept something, I then look into it, right? Once I like go through the journey and I feel it from the inside out, and I'm like, I don't know, but this is how I see it. And like, I was inspired by that person. And like, once I'm like feeling it all out, and I come to a conclusion for myself, that's when I want to go ahead and look some stuff up and really dive into, well, how does this correlate on a scientific level? And how does this correlate, in different worlds or industries? Like, and so I say all that to say, it's important to be able to do both, right? It's important to be able to do all of the above, just like the love languages. Like, when I'm really thinking about it, it's important to really be able to do all of the above and understand where your strength is. So I'm a strong type C personality, but I need to be able to be A, B, D when the time comes, when necessary, Like, I personally love giving people words of affirmation. Like, it comes naturally to me, and I love telling people what I see in them and how I see them, how I view them, their potential, like just breathing new life. Like, that is just natural for me. I love that. And I love to be loved in that way. But I also need to work on my quality time and like, gift giving, like stuff that just because I don't, like, it's still important for you to be able to do, in my opinion. And so, yeah, I'm trying to understand, with all the tools that I have in my toolbox, all the different things about myself that I've sharpened. Now it's like, okay, how do we apply this outside of myself? I know I'm a type C personality. Okay, so maybe my method isn't wrong. It's just that I haven't accepted it yet, and I'm not moving consistently with the method that's more natural to me. And of course, because I understand how to pivot, if type A is necessary at some season in time, then I will always be able to switch over to that, But having like a routine that matches my personality type and that matches my like my version of success, that's what we're really honing in on. And I want everyone that's listening to this to really hone in on that as well. There is not one, it is never one size fits all, never. But as human beings, we need to compartmentalize and group things together at some point in time so that the machine, our brain, doesn't sizzle, fry, and give up. Okay? So just like we don't list every single flower known to man to describe flower, we have a word for that. It's flower, right? So it's just a part of that. Like, see what the quadrants are, okay? Look into it. And really, like, third party yourself. Like, if you had to put yourself on paper, like, I was just talking to my homegirl the other day. I'm like, I need to do an audit. Like, I need a full blood screen. I want a full, like, skin screen. Like, give me the full panel situation. I want to know exactly what's going on. You know what I mean? And so for me right now, I'm in the personality testing and, like, you know, like, it's just fun. And coming from HR, it's kind of natural for me to do like a Myers-Briggs, whatever, one of those like tests or whatever. But like I said, I'll put the BetterHelp article in the description box so that whoever's interested can kind of tap more into it. And let me know, like, does your process or does your way of life match your personality right now? Okay, do you have the personality of a nickel? Okay, well, what does that mean then? You know, how do you best work? Where do you kind of soar? And I think those things that we learn about ourselves will help put the pieces together, help put the plan together, help us at least find a direction to walk into. I want to tell y'all about something else. So I talk a lot about community, and over the weekend, I went to a content and connections event where we were walking and we had a few questions that were asked to us, and some of the ladies, including myself, got up and like said our own responses. And one of the things that, you know, I've been thinking about a lot lately was like validated in that event and in that moment. A, connected with a lot of people, so that was awesome. B, got to connect with one of my friends that she lives like more far north, so we were able to see each other, kiki. But there was a question that was asked during content and connections event, and I got up and basically spoke about how I feel alive, I feel beautiful, I feel just amazing when I'm in a dance studio. When I hit a boom cat, when I hit a boom cat, boom cat, boom cow, a boom cat, cow. I think I did a video like that. That's stuck in my head. Anyway, but I was like, I feel so alive. And that's what it was. The question was like, if you did nothing to yourself, right? If you're not putting on makeup or like getting your hair and nails, what makes you beautiful? Like, what makes you feel beautiful? There we go. Like, what makes you feel beautiful outside of the things that we would like put on or do to ourselves? And I was like, honestly, being in a dance studio and dancing, I feel alive. I feel gorgeous. I feel like my spirit is just outside of myself, just like, wee, like, finally, girl, like, I could breathe. Like, that's what it feels like. So, you know what? I got to thinking. Your girl got to thinking, and on our way back, because it was like a whole walk situation, like #fitness or whatever. So on our way back, we get back to the meeting spot, and all of us are like mingling a little bit afterwards. And one girl comes up to me and she's like, okay, were you the one that spoke about dance? I would love to get your contact information. I've been looking for a dance studio, dance classes, da, da, da. I'm like, okay, yeah, like, here's my information. Like, yeah, like, so nice to meet you. She was so sweet, so bold, just so like, boom. Like, and these are the moments, these are the events where you're supposed to practice making these connections, being bold, letting people know this is what I saw and this is what drew me in. So I took that, I said, click. Okay, my friend next to me, like, see, like, you need to hit a boom cat. Like, it's time for a boom cat. I'm like, ah! So whatever. So she did. And then another shorty come up, because we could walk somewhere else, whatever. Another shorty come up and she like, oh, let me get your information. Like, you about to do classes? What you about to do? Because I've been looking for that and I haven't seen it. I've been here for 2 years. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, so there is literally, I just got up, participated, was like, yeah, I feel alive when I'm in the studio. I've been dancing for, you know, just said a little bit about my background and my love for dance and where that stemmed from, and like wanting that to be here in Dallas. Wanting that to be here in Dallas, but in a specific way, you know, in like a brick house way, and like a very like sexy hip hop way. Like, you know, it's just a different type of flavor and style that you get from different studios. And I just feel like I haven't been able to locate where that is here. So whatever, I was just talking about those things. And at the end, there was another girl who came up to me and was like, I would love your information, blase, blase. We connected, gorgeous, gorgeous. Like all these women are just like beautiful spirited, like you just kind eyes, just hungry for connection and life and love. And yes, that's what I like to be around, honey. So I say all of that to say, me and my homegirl, we get lunch and I'm just like, yo, I really need to do this. Like I really need to just A, get back into a dance studio, but B, like, just do it. Like if you can't find it, then you be it. That is so like that is so simple. That is so simple, yet it's simple. Like I don't even have nothing to fill that in. Like I don't even want to speak nothing other than that. It's simple. I've known since I was born that dance is going to be a part of my life forever. I've known since I was born, like since I was 6 years old, just having natural talent in the realm of dance. And it's one of those things, 30 hits, and you're like, if I don't use it, I'm going to lose it. So I'm going to just keep using it, you know? So yeah, that got me thinking, and it inspired me to book studio time to start choreographing. So root for me, speak highly over me in rooms that I'm in and not in, child. That's the type of energy that is needed around the world, because when you have something and you know that you're good at something, when you have the gift of gab and you're able to present and you have a talent and you're in your flow and you're trying to combat all these external things that's trying to just distract you and your own discipline and all of these things that we navigate, it's important to have hobbies and stay connected to the God-given talents that we all have. And if you're a personality D type, B type, C type, elemental P type, like definitely understand that your uniqueness is exactly why you're here. And the thing that others you is the thing that's going to bring you through in your second life. And when you realize that logically, it's beautiful. When it bakes in subconsciously and you start moving a little bit different, it's beautiful. But when your soul it's just undeniable, honey. It just begins to be undeniable the more reps you put in at doing the best you can, at being the best you. This couch be comfortable. Don't get me wrong. Like the couch be comfy, the shows be funny, but you know what's not funny? Being 81, looking back and being like, damn, I should have tried a little bit more at that one thing that I knew damn well. Like some of y'all supposed to be on Broadway. You understand me? Some of y'all know you're supposed to be on Broadway. And on your way to Broadway, you gonna mess around and create something that ain't even existing yet. Hello? We need to be chasing our dreams for real. No, it gives me pause too. I'd be like, girl, just take one step at a time. There's no need to rush. It's like learning to fly or falling in love. Hey, it's gonna happen, baby. Let's go to find the reason why. One step at a time. Na, 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 na. You know what I mean? So throw that on. Somebody need to hear that song. That's what that told me. Yo, I'm having a blast. Like I had to take a little sip. I'm having a blast. I'm having a really good time. I love this podcast. I love filming. I love getting my thoughts out. And I love hearing from you as well. So what we're going to do is something a little new. I have two segments that I'm trying out, right? The main part of the show. If you made it this far, then this is for my people who made it this far, because everybody else, whatever. But for my muffins, if you a real muffin, then you a muffin and you get the information. All right, so boom. So we have the intro, the main show, right? Check in, all that. What have I been thinking? Just brain dump. And then I want to switch it up towards the end, right? At the end of the episode, I want to talk about music. Music is something that I connect to on a soul level, like for real. And I know a lot of people who love good music, and there's a lot of different artists out there that don't get enough recognition. There's also big artists who kind of like get looked over because they're always making something big. Like I just want to provide my perspective on the music that I've been listening to or what I've been gravitating towards. And so we're gonna have more of a music element that is introduced here. And then lastly, I'm really inspired by other people, like I said before, and I really want people to feel comfortable here, you know, sharing their thoughts. And so I am going to begin ending off the podcast with your thoughts. right? Like this is Nichful Thinking, but this is also about what you're thinking as well, so that we can like help me, help you, help me, help you, help us as a human race. Yeah. So definitely towards the end, we're gonna then slip in the what have you been thinking kind of segment. Ah, isn't that cute? Okay. So first things first, let's talk about the music of the week. So the song that I want to highlight is actually a song that I'm inspired to choreograph to. Hashtag getting in the studio, girl. I'm gonna keep y'all updated on that though. All right, the song that I want to put y'all onto, if you don't already know, is called Top Down by 3 Quincy. I don't know what it is about. I do know what it is about this song. It's gorgeous. Okay? Like I'm gonna just keep talking over it because I don't know how this goes, but this right here, I can tell that you're greedy by the way that you feel it. Got you wrapped around my finger, I can tell that you need it. It is so like Cheetah Girls mixed with Danny D. Kane mixed with like it's just them. You know what I mean? The girlies are gorgeous. Like it's a different vibe. And it brings me into like the early 2000s energy. So she's like, I can tell that I get it. It's gonna get us, go get it. Like, yeah, that first part that brings you in. And then I don't know who's belting the bridge. We gotta bring back bridges. A bridge comes before. Let me give you all the definition of a bridge, because we used to have bridges, especially with all the R&B and whatnot. Okay, in music, a bridge is an optional contrasting section that connects two parts of a song, such as verse and a chorus, or two choruses, to create variety and prevent repetition from becoming boring. Hello, we need bridges, honey. She goes, oh, we didn't even make it to the top. Like it just opens up another realm. Like music needs to take you somewhere. And I'm more conscious about where music was taking me. But I love music. I love the transportation of it all. Okay? You guys be hyper aware. But every time I hear this specific song lately, because I probably had her downloaded for about a week, but every time I hear this song, I can't stop thinking and seeing full-blown choreography to the music. So your girl is going to definitely sink her teeth into this a little bit. And if I'm comfy, I'll show ya. If I'm comfy. All right, now let's get into how are y'all and what have y'all been thinking? I am seeing a lot of discourse. So I kept seeing conversation around, I believe Trump just passed a bill or is going to or signed a bill of some sort, basically having every employee who is on an H-1B visa has to pay $100,000 for their visa fee. For their visa fee. 100,000 United States dollars. Now, I'm in HR. I didn't deal with a whole lot of visa coordination. That was my colleague. However, I do know almost every industry has people on an H-1B visa. And then, because I'm like, we already know, okay? This administration and a whole lot of other people, they did backhand deals in the middle of some random woods and forests with some demonic stuff, because this is ridiculous. This is insane. This is not to be normalized. Okay, this is not normal. Visa fee being $100,000, and essentially this administration is saying that it is to help U.S. citizens get the jobs and blah, 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 blah. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. That is a lie. What are we talking about? Anyway, because I could really get into the data about how many of us are actually qualified for certain industries and certain jobs and how, girl, that's a whole nother thing for a whole nother day. But this is insane. So then I'm scrolling about it, and if you all don't know, right, the H-1B is a classification of non-immigrant visa in the United States that allows U.S. employers to hire, quote unquote, foreign workers in specialty occupations, as well as fashion models or persons who are engaging in Department of Defense projects who meet certain conditions, et cetera, et cetera. That also includes the health industry, okay? We got the CDC switching up. We got a lot of programs like SNAPs and things of that nature rolling back in certain areas already. And then we bring the layer of anyone on an H-1B visa, you're going to have to cough up $100,000. So I was like, wait a minute. I don't like just a headline, like just a headline. Like, no, let's just look a little bit more into this. And I implore anybody that is interested and or directly affected or adjacent to something or somebody or your own coworkers that you want to advocate for, look into this. There was one video that I came across where a woman was, actually, let me just go ahead because I definitely saved it. So I saw a video from Mick Bean Immigration Law, and she is an immigration lawyer. I have the link to the video that she created so that I don't misrepresent her talking points, okay? So she was talking about how it's not for people who are on a visa now, but in the next cycle or something of that sort. So I'll have her video linked there so you can have a little bit more information. Panic is a part of the administration's plan. Panic is a part of how the oppressor moves and works, right? Confusion is what the enemy wants, right? Clarity is not really fun for them. So seek clarity, okay? I saw a few videos because it was like once I was in it, I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm seeing other people talking about, oh my God, there was one video, the girl was like, my boyfriend had to get up and leave. We in the middle of Rome having a beautiful, like they had a nice little dinner or something. She was all cutesy in her white dress, like super pretty. And she was like, he had to literally get up and leave because of Trump's like bill about people with H-1B visas. Like if you out the country, you're a dub. And you got to pay $100,000 if you need to read. No. I need y'all to really listen and think about what's going on. It's actually terrifying. And then I saw someone else's video and he was like, I be thinking about leaving the US and then I'd be like, I don't know. And then he'd be like, but I want to leave. But he'd be like, but do they like black people? And he'd be like, but like, are we like, what am I supposed to do? Like, should I go to Canada? Like, do I have the money to leave? Like, it just starts opening all these doors of questions and things like, if this was to really happen, what would that actually look like? And what is the plan that I need to put in place? So I'm not telling anyone like flee the country or stay and you'll be fine. Like, I don't have the answers for you when it comes to that. But looking at this from an HR lens about H-1B visas and other rights that are getting rolled back and policy changes. And I have seen a lot of things go left in small organizations. It just gives me like my hair on the back of my neck stands up thinking about the implications of all of these benefits and also access to work rolling back actually is going to look like. Because I think in their minds, it's giving like, yeah, finally, like our daughters and sons can like take these jobs. They're not going to. They don't have the skill. There's people who have skill and that are fighting for a seat. There are experts who are fighting for a seat, but it's not because an employer wanted to pay, H-1B visa and have that spot filled by someone who's not a citizen. It's really not. Access in this country alone, like, I'm trying to gather my thoughts and speak in a way that articulates what I'm trying to get across, but I feel like I just want to pause there, okay? Let's get back into the other video that I saw, the healthcare field about it. Because when I came across this one, I was like, oh, OMG. Rolling back these visas is definitely going to impact the healthcare industry in a different kind of way. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm going to link his video as well, but he just starts off by like saying
it this way. The healthcare system is cooked. So the proclamation that was just signed now requiring companies to pay $100,000 for people on HB1 visas.
H-1B visas.
It's basically to prioritize Americans to get the jobs. So now everybody's thinking about tech. They're just going to outsource it. And nobody is thinking about healthcare. Do you guys not understand how many people in healthcare currently are under an HB1 visa?
Yeah, I mean, the healthcare and education, these are two industries getting attacked. Like, these are two of the most important industries is your education and your bodily health, your mental health. Like, these are things that we need as a baseline. and they're being attacked by our own government with the guise of giving people jobs. There's not enough qualified individuals in the locations that are going to be in need to even bridge the gap between that lie, because it's a lie. Pray for us all, man. Pray for us all. But yeah, girl, do the best you can. As I always say, like, do the best you can. And if you don't know what to do, start by self-developing you. Hello? When in doubt, eat something right and start fixating on your steps every day, you know. And when in doubt, you know, agree to yourself that you're gonna put your jewelry on like you said you was, and you're gonna get outside at least 2 times a week, you know. When in doubt, make sure the foundation around your finances and your you know, yearly checkups and these things are in the places they need to be. When in doubt, clean out that pantry and get that closet together while you play a little bit of that Sade in the back, you know? But keep your eyes peeled, okay? So yeah, thank you so much for listening and or watching. If you're watching, thank you, muffin. Yeah, Nichful Thinking every single Wednesday. Fridays, you will see me on your YouTube screens. Wednesdays, you will hear me through your audio waves. And make sure you're following the socials at Nichful Thinking _ and at Ohshells. Nichful Thinking at Gmail is where you can contact me, and in the DMs. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your feedback. I do welcome that, but when you're in those comments and when you're on them platforms, I want 5 stars. I want 5 of them stars, and I want good comments. I want no critiques. I'm not kidding, but I am kidding. Critique me in the back room. Slide in my DM like, I love when you do this. Can you do this more? You know, this was a little that. Like, do you think you could do that? Like, oh, I saw this new application. Like, you might want to look into that. You know, tell me that in the back room. But thank you so much, muffins. I really do enjoy just being able to chat, get it all out, and week by week, just seeing the progression of Nichful Thinking. So, like I stated, I'm a type C personality girly. Woo! Tell me what personality type you are. If you have the personality of a nickel, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes A, B, C, D don't describe it. So let me know. Let me know what you're thinking. Also, let me know how you're feeling about the visa situation and just the market as a whole. Like, finding a job right now is a job within itself. And it is very easy to start psyching yourself out about, oh gosh, I got like the world's closing in on you. But I implore you to create pockets of joy where you can and understand that God is God. You are not God. Right? So there's going to be certain things that he's going to have to handle. And what you can do is just what you can control. And sometimes that realization in and of itself is hard to wrestle with, especially when you have examples of people who you perceive as controlling the it right now. So why can't I? Well, maybe you're not supposed to. Right? We're not all supposed to be duplications of each other. So take heed to that. All right? Be great. Treat people well. Okay, show people love and be love. All right, muffin. I'll see y'all next week. Love you, mean it. Bye.